Peace, peace, peace. Welcome back to my YouTube channel. For those of you who don't know, it's your boy Vic Slain Hope, and I got another book review for y'all today. It might have took me a little while, but bear with me. You know what I'm saying? So today's book is The 48 Laws of Power. I know what y'all thinking. This is people don't tell me before, oh, this is a jail book. Everybody that go to jail reads that book, and they think they psychologists and XYZ, blah blah blah. But I would tell y'all something. I actually didn't read this book in prison or jail. I read this book when I got out. Actually, a special person gave this book to me. And I don't know what y'all thinking, special as in romantically special. No. But this special sister that, kind of like cared about me and had good things that she wanted me to accomplish, she gave me this book in college. So definitely didn't read it in jail or prison, and I read it out here. And the book is by Robert Greene. A lot of y'all know about this book. I also read The 50th Law, which is a collaboration between 50 Cent and Robert Greene. So y'all should check that one out too. But this book is very good. So somebody gave it to me on the outside. So that the reason why I read it was because it was about power, right? And trying to understand how power works. Power works in many different ways. Like today, sometimes you hear in society, like women might say they don't have power, or immigrant people might say they don't have power, or gay people. But the reality is that power works differently. People have different power, right? Like the power that man have is totally different than the power that woman has and possess. And so we all have different powers, and we just gotta like be able to tap into our powers and be able to like understand them and learn how to use them. But I also think it's important to understand other people's powers and how they try to use it. The book is really like some sort of like psychology slash manipulation. But if you really think about it, I read this other book. It's called like Dark Psychology, but it was really like the art of persuasion, right? But it was still like psychology and how do you persuade people and stuff like that. So this book does a lot of that. And so I read it because, a person a trusted person gave it to me to read, and she said that it would benefit me tremendously. So that's the reason why I picked it up and I read it. It took me a little while to start reading it, but I got to it just because like, this person gave it to me and it was recommended. So the book is basically about like different rules, different laws, and they give different examples throughout history of different people, kings, monarchs, different prime ministers, just different people in power that implemented these laws. So I'll read y'all some of the laws, just maybe 5, just so I could get like a little small understanding. The law number 1, it says never outshine the master. So it says, I'm not even gonna read the whole thing, but just never outshine the master. Never think you too. Stop trying to like prove yourself or think you too smart, because sometimes people don't like that and they become envious of that. So that's something that could be detrimental to you and trying to move up in a company. Like you start working at a job, and then like people, when you start quoting a lot of stuff or people see that you have knowledge, they start to hate. They start to say, oh, you think you know it all. They start to become envious. So sometimes you gotta dumb down whatever you might know, because people just start to hate just because like people used to do that to me, right? Like just because I read a lot or I study or I do certain things, it's not that I'm trying to like do this for you. I'm doing this for me. I'm trying to better myself and my people, so but people don't understand that. They just get into like, oh, you think you better than me. You start making more money than people, you start buying yourself nice things, so never outshine the master. It also says never put too much trust in friends, and learn how to use enemies. That is very important, because sometimes, most of the time, your friends is the ones that lead you to your downfall. And learn how to use enemies. So that I thought that was a good thing. Conceal your intentions. Sometimes your intentions can get you, hurt. Also, always say less than necessary. Some people talk too much. Sometimes I talk too much. But, it also says so much depends on reputation. Guard it with your life. Reputation could get you a long, long way. And once your reputation is tarnished, damaged, sometimes you'll be no good. Just think about if somebody spreads a rumor about you being a snitch. A lot of times you're not going to be good in a lot of places. So, and then the last thing I will read, it says court attention at all costs. Everything is judged by its appearance. What is unseen counts for nothing. Never let yourself get lost in the crowd, then or buried in oblivion. Stand out, be conspicuous at all costs. Make yourself the magnet of attention by appearing larger, more colorful, more mysterious than the bland and timid masses. Now, you're not even supposed to be talking about this book because, that's probably, they said that's the 49th rule, right? You're not supposed to really be telling people about it. But the book is very good. The book is basically about power, manipulation, persuasion, and it basically taught me, like, this is some of the things that people be using on us. This is some of the things that them people have been using on us, right? We've been manipulated. They have mastered the art of psychology. So I think that it's important to get into the minds of, like, how people think. And one of the important things is, like, how to use your enemies, right? Like, you might know somebody is your enemy. You might know, like, this person is an op. You might know you got a problem with this person. But some enemies, it's not about, I got to get rid of you right now. Some enemies you could use. So I think this is what they do, right? Some people don't like us, but they use us. So I think it's imperative that we learn how some of these people might be using us, although they don't really like us, right? And it's important to, like, notice certain things. So I think even if you don't want to be into it or do this or practice it, I think it's important to read it because you need to know, like, what people are doing to you, right? Like psychology, the whole purpose of psychology, right? Like, why I like psychology is because it gets to teach me what people might be using on me, or what they be doing, or what angle they might be viewing me from. So it's good to learn about psychology, to kind of, like, learn about yourself. So what I got out of it was, yeah, like, people are very manipulative. People are very manipulative, and this don't got nothing to do with specific groups of people. Everybody uses manipulation to a certain extent, to a certain point, and don't tell me no, because it is the truth. If I really was to break it down, I'm not really trying to do all that, but everybody uses manipulation in a certain way. Some people use it for good, right? You persuade. Manipulation has a negative connotation, but everybody uses persuasion, right? Try to persuade people to kind of, like, see the bigger picture, to see the reality. Kind of like what I do, right? I be trying to persuade y'all to read, to forget about the negative things, look at the positive things, learn, watch documentaries. I'll be trying to persuade y'all, but I don't know if it's working. But anyway, so that's the things that it taught me. A lot of people are very manipulative in different ways, and sometimes you don't notice it until you start to get into the field of psychology and, like, manipulation and different things. And how I plan to use it is, I just want to tell people, like, you don't got to use it. It's not about you going to do bad with it. It's just you need to be informed. We all need to be informed about what's going on, and then we decide what we do with that information. But as long as we don't know, it doesn't exist to us, right? So it's important that you know how people might be playing tricks on you and stuff like that. So that's the book review. Let me know what y'all think. Like, comment, subscribe, share, and let me know what's up. Peace.